Well, it's Thursday morning, July 11th, headed to the Greenville, Ohio show that's featuring Minneapolis Moline, and got the 302 propane and the 950 propane loaded up. Did that last night. Beautiful morning we got going this morning, and posted a picture of this on Facebook last night. I'm getting a lot of comments that people think I'm overloaded, maybe. I don't know. I thought doing the math and everything that I was okay. I don't know. But we're gonna go. It's not like it's that far away. So we're gonna start heading that way. Well, we made it to the show. Got Matt over there helping me out by driving the 950. Norm's on his Z, Dave's on his. We got unloaded. Now we're headed over to the display area. Nothing like the smell of propane in the morning. I told Matt to drive the 950. He says, I don't need to. I said, oh yeah, you do. He hadn't driven it yet, so I figure I'd give him a taste of driving that big tractor. Towed over here real well. Actually towed real nice, and I'm gonna guess it's just because it was you know, that weight on the truck makes it tow better, and no issues at all. Might be slightly overloaded, maybe, I don't know, but it towed real good, so nothing got hot, nothing rubbed, so I'm not going to complain. All right, well, there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of trailers, so I'm sure there's a lot of tractors. We'll see what we got over here in the Moline section when we get there. All right, made it here to the Moline area. Been here for a bit. One of the things I said is I had a customer that needed some emblems redone, so I just did the one. These are off a G900 or a G1000, that size. About ready to do this one. I brought my decals along in order to get these done and to help him out, just so he didn't have to ship these to me. It's not something I typically would do at a show, but I'm just trying to, he's a friend and trying to hook him up. And so about ready to do the other plate, and then we'll tour around and check out all the other tractors. We got a pretty good Moline display going here. All right, so after about an hour and a half, we got the second one done. So we got both nameplates done. A few bubbles in them. I'm not real thrilled about that. I guess I could work a couple of those out. It's hard doing it out here in the hot sun. But anyway, got those done. Now I'm gonna go do some tractor stuff. Stuchel's UDLX is here, which is pretty cool. Made it over to the dyno, and waiting on this 49 UTU. Going by the can't pronounce that last name. Brookville, Ohio. Trying to get it hooked up, I think. said he got it to spike to 90. He said it was running 80s pretty consistent. So I guess that's the most I can ask for on, you know, I haven't messed with this a whole lot as far as carburation and all that goes. So it's good to put it under a load and try it out. All right, Friday morning, we're here at the Darke County Fairgrounds for the Greenville show, and they're featuring Prairie Gold's summer show, featuring Moline. So just walk you through here quick before everybody gets in here. Got a really cool miniature GVI. And Glenn Ray brought this Twin City 2744. It's a 1929, but it's got a Cummins repower in it. And it's a really unique tractor. It sounds pretty cool when he's running it. Glenn and Annette Smith's M5. Very nice paint job on that. 302 propane 1970. Next to the 71 G950 propane. Had some rain last night, so everything's a little bit wet right now. Next, Braden Thomas's 39R, the fastest R on the planet. If you see Braden, ask him, he's going to tell you. That's the Matt Rankin's 67 302. The diesel with the question mark on it, but it's really a gas because it was initially a diesel and somebody repowered it with a gas. Next to Ben's Rankin's 52Z. And we got Norm's 47 ZTU. And Dave's 49 ZAU. And then an Avery here. I think that's a BF or a V, I can't remember. Continuing on, we got a General here on the end. It's model GG. We got a BG here. Everything's still a little closed up because everybody shut everything down last night because the storms were rolling in. We got the miniature A4T 400 next to the miniature M670. These are just cool little tractors that have been created. A little brown Mocraft Twin City with the cultivators on it. This is a Model J. It's a Waukesha motor and a 112 Town and Country. A 55 or 56 UB wide front, and the reason I say 55 or 56, I was talking to this guy and the serial number is not in the book. It's a real late UB and it's not a special. He has a special, but it's a very late. Joel and Verog, they live not far from here. We have a BF, Steve Sewell's. ZTU, also owned by Joe and his wife. ZA, also owned by that same family. We have a U. I saw them put that on the dyno yesterday. 5-star propane. We got little YouTuber Braden making his video. We got a 2-star Joyce Wilcox out of Wabash, Indiana. Very nice little tractor here. Got Matt and Mackenzie riding around, checking things out early. So like I said, everything kind of got put away last night because the storms were coming in. But we have Frank and Betty Levelin brought this really nice ZTS here. It's been restored, but it's got almost, I think, original tires on it. Very nice, nicely restored. And then the Stuchels have their UDLX here. And again, normally it's setting out in the 10 outside there, but we backed everything in here last night because we were really kind of concerned about the weather that was coming in. Fortunately, it just rained. And then Cheryl and Martin, they set up in here for the Prairie Gold Rush. And Dale and Debbie Elder will have their cab dar here. I think they put it back in the trailer last night. And the lawn tractors. Here in a little bit, I'll probably refilm this area because they've put a lot of this stuff away last night. We got an R here, nicely restored R. And then these are the experimental tractors here that never went into full production. A brown Jetstar, very nicely restored. And that's David Utajils. Probably just said that completely wrong, but it's very nice, nicely done brown Jet. And we got a U here by Ed and Jake Wise from Covington, Ohio. I'm gonna kind of bounce back out because there's some nicely restored tractors here. U restored by Lee Sackett. I think I saw him walking around here yesterday and get a chance to talk to him, but nicely done, and a really nicely done ZB that he also painted, and then also the Avery here. So he's got 3 really nicely restored tractors that he brought, and then Tom Wilcox brought his I think that's a Jet, but it's a military tractor with the magnet on the bottom. They were out demonstrating how that worked yesterday. Then the Bergmans brought this nice 1350 with the cab on it, diesel, very nicely restored tractor. Then a 5-star, it's a gasoline, it's also from the Bergmans. And a Z, and then finally a 4-star, 59 4-star Super. Just looked it up and saw the fenders and should make it a Super, and it does say Super up on the decal there. Nice looking tractor. All right, starting back down here, we've got a 110 Hydro on the end, sitting next to a Propane R, which is a more rare tractor. I don't know that I've ever seen. That's a unique LP conversion with hydraulic valves. So yeah, that's different. That's why I didn't know they made propanes, and that would explain that. We got that next to a 670 here. This would be a 670 gas, I would say 67-ish. It's got a dealer sticker on it from the Oswald Implement Company here in Greenville, Ohio. Next to a UB propane. And we've got a UB gas, very similar to Grandpa's, 53, the Roger Stahl family from here in Greenville. Next to a 55 GB diesel that Richard Kimball brought. Saw Richard last night at the hotel. He's got a nice collection. He's always brings to these things. Next to, he also brought this Massey 97, which everybody knows is a Moline painted up and manufactured for Massey, because Massey didn't have anything in that size frame. Then we got a LS 200 manure spreader, Andy Waymeyer from Rossburg. Next to another R49, John Sink, Rossburg, Ohio. Next to a 335, Randy Waymeyer, Rossburg. And next to a 445, also owned by Randy, and it's for sale. I'm gonna just go up there so you can hopefully get the phone number if you're interested in a nice little 445. Next to a Jet 3 Industrial. It's a 64, it's also Randy's. And then down here on the end, a 49 UTS. And that's Randy Waymeyer's. That's a I'd say it's also an industrial with the heavy front on it, and yeah, definitely an industrial the way it's set up. It's interesting that this one, it's got a 3-point on it with the standard front end. I would say that Jets was set up as an industrial, but they made them a lot of different variations. So that's most of the Molines right here in the Moline area. I'm gonna walk around and show some other stuff. There are a lot of tractors here. This is a great show. As you can see, they got a lot of big trees, but which makes it nice for shade. We had a wonderful day yesterday until, and the rain really came in at the end of the day, so it didn't really dampen anything that we had going. Really want to show the Olivers, but this nice UC Alice is sitting down here. But we got a 2655 that, if you've watched my channel, you know that I'm going to be checking this thing out very closely later. So it's got 38-inch rubber on it, different than my A4Ts. This is sled up slightly different. Well, this has got the external oil pump. It's got the hydraulic pump piggybacked on it. Different fuel filter system. That's oil. Just a little bit set up different than mine are. It's got an Oliver serial tag on it. So it was made as an Oliver, not repainted like somewhere. That's a replacement fuel tank. I just kind of saw that from across the way yesterday. I thought the fuel tank looked a little bit different. And it's got different wheels on it, definitely, than mine do. It's got 3-point, no PTO, no fenders. But yeah, it's definitely a replacement fuel tank. They've manufactured that to probably replace the one that was in there. Plexiglass rear window. It's a problem I think a lot of them have, is the windows weren't correct, or they broke, and that's how people replaced them. He made his own wing windows. He has a hinge there, and then it's plexiglass. And this side of the motor, it's got an Oliver tag on it, and it must start easy because he's got one battery sitting there. So interesting. And it's a flat nose, so it's slightly different up front than the Minons, but it's a 72 owned by Steve and Diana Stebbins from Greenville. I'm going to look at that thing a lot more closely later because, you know, now that I'm working on them, I have a lot of questions. We got I guess a pinkish, I would say mauve, but I would be kind of embarrassed that I know that mauve's a color. John Deere or Oliver 70, Oliver 60, next to a 44, more rare tractor. These are the Stebbins, that 44 is. Next to a 3600 Ford, Terry Eunice Hurt from Bradford, Ohio. That'd be like a turf farm tractor. Alice Chalmers C, IHD 14, and a 55 960. I was just walking back past this 2655, and here's something that's interesting to me is up front here, you can tell where it's got a little damage there, and that's from at some point in time, and both of mine have this, they got this bar going across and somebody attached something to it and gave it a big yank and did some damage there. The setup on the power steering pump is different on this one than at least on the one that I'm working on now, the way this one's mounted. I know that the one I'm working on now has been modified, but this one's definitely different because the adjustment's on this side and mine's on that side over there. So that's something that's slightly different. Little differences. Got a 77 Oliver, Jan and Carol Strawler of Laura, Ohio. It's also their 66. It's really nice. 1650. Also owned by them. It's a 67. Nice Alice 185. Also owned by the Strawlers. It's a 74. ACWC. A nice Farmall M. Massey Harris. My grandpa on my mom's side and his brother sold Massey Harris's for a while, but that was a long time ago, and unfortunately he passed before I could get a lot of that history. We got a pony and then a 20. Little cub there set up for pulling. 77 and an 88. I'm just gonna breeze through because there are a lot of tractors here, and I don't know if I got enough batteries along to show you everything that's here, because there's a lot. So I'm kind of gonna just walk, and if I see something unique, I'll call it out. Walking into the sun is probably not making this a great video for you right now, but there's a lot of, it's early. I think, what is it, 7:45. We've been here for about 45 minutes. Some nice ACs down here. $4520 John Deere. It's a 69. 770 diesel. Everybody lowered everything down last night. It's a nice 320 under there because the storms were coming. Got a couple nice deers under this tent. If you like deers, 730, and I'm gonna guess that's a 4020, 4010. Some cubs and Farmalls. Little 504 there on the end. Got some John Deere implements out here. It's like a ripper. There's a plow over there. There's a number 12A combine. It's a nice restore to see those. You don't see a lot of those anymore. It's got the little motor on it. I don't know what kind of motor, if they used a Wisconsin or that's a John Deere power unit, it says. Nice 4010 narrow front next to a 6030. Those are just a beast of a tractor. I do appreciate the muscle tractors, no matter what color. 1468 Farmall is restored, and that is a very nice restoration right there. They went as far as to put chrome valve covers on. Gale Long in New Paris, Ohio. That is it's a good looking IH right there. And next to he's got a D21, a 68 D21 also. It's a nice restore. And there's just a lot of tractors mixed in here. The 1550 Oliver. I'd say without the hydraulics on it, if I know my Oliver's just a little, but I don't really. And so the dealer decal's mostly gone, but it looks like Minster, and can't tell, but that came from someplace here in Ohio. You know me, I like my dealer decals. Nice H there. And they have a Hershey transplanter on this 60. So you sit here with your feet out, and they've got the plastic plants there showing how you'd sit and shove stuff down in that little area right down in there. That's a job that they did, and they were stronger. That's why that generation was so great, because if you could sit on that all day long, whew, I don't know how many people these days could do that. Really nice 550 here. A 190 with a cab, full vision cab company it says. Next to a D19 and a 45, WD-45 with wide front. Another D21 with the big tires on it on the front. Next to a 220 front wheel assist. I think those are just a cool tractor when they put the front wheel assist, but the big rubber. The 70-50 with the same big rubber on it. That's all pretty cool. We just got, like I said, it's a pretty nice show. A lot of Alice's here. Again, we're going the wrong direction for the sun. There's a Ford here with a little 2-row planter behind it. It's a nice looking planter. It's a good setup. I should have thrown mine on the 302 and brought it, but the trailer was pretty full. D17s, it's an H, it's a Massey 165. I drove one of those a little bit when I was younger, and it's a good little tractor. Cousin had one, and we pulled fence posts with one of those all day one day. John Deere A and B next to each other. There's a little miniature, couple unique pieces over here. Got an economy tractor that they've modified and put it on tracks. That's pretty cool. And next to a little 45 miniature combine. Pretty neat. People take the time to make those miniature models. Well, and I had to walk over here. There's Gerald Jar Davis Grand Marshal. Looks like the show at some point in time, but 1928 Doodlebug, Pleasant Hill, Ohio. The Davises own that, and that's pretty cool. I always think the Doodlebugs are a really unique piece of equipment, kind of cool, because those were derived out of, I know Joe Pro's grandpa had one from back in the wartime. They couldn't get things, and they just had an old truck or car there, and they made it work for a farm implement because they couldn't get other things. It's a big old Ford 8000 with duals on it. That's pretty cool. I remember seeing these when I was a kid and thinking those were pretty unique, with being blue like they are and the way you set up on there. Yeah, nice 80. Got a 4440. Nice BN. John Deere power unit there. .4020. Some more Massey Harris's. Nice Super M down there. There's a WD9 that's for sale out of Arcanum, Ohio. That's a pretty nice tractor. John Deere R. think that went on the dyno yesterday. I didn't make it over there quite for that. I was finishing up those dealer plates, and so I didn't get to see it run. I'm gonna come back later and do some filming of these garden tractors, because there's a unique Moline garden tractor under there that they just finished, and Andy Dirksen, if I'm saying that, Dickerson, anyway, he just finished that. Pretty cool tractor. I talked to him yesterday. Try not to step in too much mud here, because it did get a little wet in this area. There's another 220 down here with a year-round cab on it. It's a Ford with a V8 in it. Cab Air, it says, 71. Steve Clark, Fountain City, Indiana. 1066 IH Turbo to 73. The cab, I have a toy tractor, it's very similar to that. 1566, it's a 76. A 3010. Ford 961 next to a 901, both with pie weights on it. Over there's the food and the concessions. You've got a lot of lawn tractors, a huge lawn tractor area out here. And Pennsylvania tractor, Power King, Economy. See a little bit of everything. You got somebody modified that for some tracks. A little crawler back here, and behind that, two big old trailers of pedal tractors. And if you watch my other videos, you know this guy takes these to Half Century of Progress and other places, but he's got two big trailers of pedal tractors and a cool old truck set up here. Be better if that said Minneapolis Moline on it, but I'm not going to nitpick. But yeah, he's got some neat stuff going on there. Just saw Braden and told him, he said he's almost done filming. He's got on rubber boots. I said he's the smart one because my feet are wet. Avery's got a good showing here. A lot of different versions of the Avery. We've got a Moline there. Of course, they all became part of the same company at one point, which is why you have Molines that are basically Averys. It's funny how they did things back then. Mini A, that's kind of cool. Bunch of a big club. We went to a restaurant last night. A lot of these guys were in there wearing their Avery stuff, so that was good to see them. They've got their tent set up back there. Oh, you know what? I'm kind of dumb. I think they're featuring them at this show also with Moline. We got a big Silver King section here, which is a really nice display of Silver Kings. Cultivators on that one. You got a hay rake on the front of this one. Sickle bar on this one over here. That's kind of I don't know that I've ever seen a hay rake set up like that. Pretty good. There's a loader. That's a big bunch of Silver Kings. Here's one that's painted red and silver. Special, it says. I don't know anything about Silver Kings, but that's the first one I've seen painted like that. That's pretty neat. New for 1954, 6-cylinder, it says. That must have been right about the end of Silver King. Mixed in here we got an R. Bunch of Silver Kings. 1566 front wheel assist with duals on it. That's pretty cool. Talk about a muscle tractor right there. 1566, 4366, big dog. A couple more Silver Kings lined up here. Ludlow Falls, Ohio, and I've lived here my whole life, and I'm not exactly sure where that is, but I'm going to look on a map. But I wonder, is this bareback? And I can't remember if these were made by Steiger or if IH was making their own by then. But it's bareback. It just has the hitch and the remotes. Got a Polar here, 1066, 1026 gold demonstrator, or at least it's painted that way. I don't know if it's actually a real one. We're working on that one for Eric still. That is a real one, for sure. I'm not saying this one's not. 1066. 4020. It's an old John Deere combine back here again, where men were men and you sat out front and ate dust all day long. A nice 4520 there. Bunch of 30, 40s, 4320s, 4230, 4630, 4450. I remember this style cab when that first came out, and that was a big deal. And then I remember them saying that there wasn't a whole lot of room in those cabs. That's kind of a unique, like, little doodlebug thing. Motor on the back. That's pretty cool. Empire tow tractor. We got a Caterpillar dozer. 400. Uh-oh. All right, slight pause there. I had to take a work call. Even though I'm off, it doesn't make sense. Pretty cool little planter underneath this farm wall. While I was standing there, I saw that. It's next to a little Silver King, and then a Shepherd diesel there. And we got a whole nother row here. They've got a thresher set up over there, the Silver King over there, and a co-op. They've got hooked up to the belt. Jet 3 Super there that I think is somebody here associated with the show. It's got the Schwartz loader on it. He's got Moline wheel weights on the back. He's got it modified for a quick hitch. It's all good stuff. A little plow on this Cockshut 540. We got another Cockshut 540 next to it. You got the threshing machine there. It's an individual. That's what it says on the spout there. 1655. And paddy implement. That's where it's saying that it came from. It's got, I'd say those are later weights because they don't have the MM on the side. Well, it could have been around that time period they were using that style and just not marking them because of the crossover between Moline and Oliver. Got a 1566 turbo, little Massey Ferguson 35, 460 Farmall down here. On the very end, it looks like a 4620 Deere that's been restored with duals on it, no less. I'm gonna take a breeze through the garden tractors here. So a 3-wheel golf cart there. You don't see many of those, but this show has a lot of garden tractors. Some big rubber on that Wheel Horse 500 special. Made those for the Indianapolis 500. I learned a couple years ago when I had one at my house, storing it for somebody. It's a Ford 140 it says, but I think that's the hood because it doesn't have the lift. I think they only, I could be wrong on that. I only know that because of the having the 114. It's kind of unique. Somebody built, or maybe this is factory, maybe not, I don't know. Kind of a cool little all-wheel drive. That's pretty neat. Little miniature Oliver 88. Nice case under there. But yeah, we've got lots of garden. You got some Sears, some Massey's over here, a little Simplicity there with looks like a single stick to steer it with. That's pretty with a little snow blade on it. Always cool to see what people come up with. A lot of different things. There's a guy over there that has a whole bunch of Massey lawn tractors. I talked to him the last time I was here, and all restored, all nicely done. Here's some custom tractors, Shelbyville, Indiana. I don't know that I've ever seen one of those before. And here's some Ward's tractors. And we're back at the Molines, so we're ready for a good day, and never know who we're going to run into. So should be fun. And that's just a quick walk around here. There's a lot more here than what I just showed, but you know, it's a lot of walking, a lot to see, but a really nice show here. Well, it's Saturday morning. They had tractor pulls last night. We're doing truck pulls today and antique tractor pulls today. We're going to leave at some point today to head home, but I thought I missed some of these tractors yesterday. I got distracted and ran into a lot of people, a lot of Moline people yesterday. Had some good talks and got some questions answered that I needed answered on a few of my tractors. It's the wealth of knowledge that you get from coming to these shows, is you always run into people who know a lot more than you do, which is a lot of people compared to me. And then last night we had the Prairie Gold Rush banquet, which was nice. They had good food, and it's good to get with everybody together. It's kind of cool 1924 Model T. They have it set up as like a police paddy wagon. That's pretty neat. There's a Deutz here on the end. But we were pretty tired last night. We kind of wrapped things up and went back to the hotel and got some sleep. This is kind of unique here on the end. It's kind of a doodle bug. I don't know, it's a Toro. It's got dual wheels on the back. Toro Master Tractor, Model A. Well, carries an underslung mowers, climbs steep grades, built for high-speed mowing, powerful and efficient. Hercules 60 horsepower motor, self-propelled with a 4-speed transmission, 5-inch electronically welded chassis. That's kind of unique. Somebody must have restored it. It's kind of funny, they say high-speed mowing. I guess they didn't know that there would be 0 turns at some point. So here's a 22 Ford Model T. Kind of cool. With, I got a wood bed on the back of it. 420. Another 44 Ford. Here's a couple of those here. Nicely restored 4020. Super MD. Little Selecto Speed. So yeah, we just a few more tractors, and there was, I'm gonna walk around because I think some more Molines came in yesterday, so I'm gonna pick up on those and kind of show where those are. And now that it's not raining, good thing I started walking this way. Here's what the Moline display looked like, although the elders still have their lawn tractors covered because we had a heavy dew last night, but they have their cab door in this tent, and the Stuchel's UDLX, which they just had redone, and it is really nice. It took a while, but they did a great job on that tractor. And of course the ZTS under here. And over here there's an 850 that came in yesterday evening or afternoon. So it looks like a nice original 850, and sounded good when it came in, and everybody's like, oh, it's an Oliver. I'm like, it's yellow. The original seat on it. And then John brought his Jet 3 Super that he just picked up at Mount Hope, and this is a nice straight Jet 3, and it came from Graham Equipment over in Adams Mill, Ohio. I've done some dealer decals from him, and John's dad was a dealer, and he still does a lot of stuff with the Molines. And so yeah, those are a couple that came in late yesterday that I remember seeing. And yeah, it's been a great show. We've had a good time walking around, talking to people, like I said, and there's just stuff going on all day, every day. So it's a little bit later in the morning, and man, it's really hopping around here. A lot of people come in. Been running into a whole lot of people that I know, but this is Cassie Dirkson's 108. They just finished, and they've had pictures on some of the Moline pages, but I think it looks really cool. It's like a 604 with those front wheels on it. And then we got the elders lawn tractors are finally uncovered, so I wanted to show those. And yeah, we've had a lot of people showing up here today, so we're having fun. And I actually had to take a little break and get some water and some food because I was just talking too much. It's just hard to believe for me. And like I said, tractors have been coming and going, but Joe Leasing showed up with his 302, and if you watch his channel, he's been working on this thing for a while. He went through the motor, and actually here he picked up a grill screen, and but yeah, he's been going. He's gone all the way through this, so he's got a YouTube channel also, and you can see all of his work he's done on this. Looks like he picked up a little pump there. I met up with Brett Bingham, and I got my fenders for the A4T and a couple other little parts, so got that taken care of. And it looks, I know that he brought that pump to Joe, so this is where all people helping people, parts and all kinds of stuff. Well, it's come that time. We're gonna head back to load. Tim's driving the 302. I got Braden and Matt are gonna drive the 950. So we're gonna head back there and get loaded. All right, pulled up here to load up. They got a nice big area here that gives me a lot of space, kind of by the track. And my tractor drivers are here. Here's my man Braden. Braden, what'd you think of driving that 950? Tell me about it.
I actually loved it.
You loved it? What'd you love about it?
Well, I think it was just how it was a smooth ride. You know, it's really smooth on it.
How's that engine sound to you?
It sounds really nice. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
What was your favorite part about driving on that big tractor?
I don't know. I think my favorite part was getting to actually ride it. And I think my favorite part was getting to drive it.
Yeah?
That's my favorite part. I don't have a good favorite part, but that was my favorite part.
So let me ask you this, like between that and your R, which is faster?
My R.
Your R, okay. I just was checking.
Yeah.
So we probably better walk over here. I kind of think we should ask Mackenzie what her opinion of this tractor is.
Mackenzie, come here.
Mackenzie, do you like that big tractor? Yeah. What's your favorite part about that big tractor?
piece of it.
What is it?
Of the tractor.
Yeah.
And you are white.
Yeah.
It's like a turtle.
Well,
Do you like it white?
we got it right there from Mackenzie. She approves, right, Braden? All right, well, let's get these things loaded up. It's hot out here in the sun. All right, we're all loaded up, ready to go home. It's a little bit warm out here, but it's not too bad. So I think we've checked everything, got everything strapped down. And I think it looks all right. It rode over here real nice. Hopefully it rides home nice. Got the A4T fenders up there. Got my pit crew here. My pit crew helped me get all loaded up, and we were all led by the little one up there, and of course Braden, he's just the driver. He more does the driving on than anything else. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and more to come next weekend at Plain City. Please like and subscribe, and we'll have more videos coming.